Before we start, let me introduce what we're going to do. It is a conditional if statement. So, what we're going to find is the preliminary grid. So, what we need to do first is to input the or encode this one. Include iOS stream or input output stream. The next one is the include CMAT. This includes CMAT that clears a set of function to perform a mathematical operation. Then the next one is the using namespace std and the int main. So in rounded PG, PGR, and PE. So the R is the average of all the requirements given in prelims. The PE is the preliminary grade or preliminary exam grade. So the rounded, it's the real formula of this is PG is equals to R times 0.60 plus PE times 0.40. But since we're talking about grades, we need to round it up this one because it is a must for a grade. Like for example, you got a grade of 89.5. We're going to round up it to 90. So the next one is here is the enter the average of all requirements. So you're going to enter the R here. Then the next one is enter your prelim exam grade, which is the PE. Then here is the name of the person who's going to find or we're going to find the prelim grade. So here's the formula as you can see here. So here is the if else condition statement. If here you can see what we're going to if the grade is 97 or equals to 97 or greater than 97, here will be the C output, the grade point, letter equivalent, the description, same as here. Else if what we're going to do here. So it's you'll just need to put what is the grade point equivalent letter and the description of each grades. Here's the grade that we need to do. This one. So the last one is the return 0. It is the ending of the C++. So let's try for Marco General's prelim grade. So for example, he got 98% for his requirements given in prelim, then 95% for the prelim exam. So his prelim grade is 97%, grade point equivalent of 1.00, letter equivalent A, and the description is excellent. The next one is for John Patrick Karanatan. He got an average of all the requirements given in prelim of 89%, and for the prelim exam is 91%. So he got the prelim grade of 90%, grade point equivalent of 1.5, letter equivalent is B+, and the description is superior. For the next one is for Aldrin Bedua. He got an average of all the requirements given in prelims of 85% and 84% for the prelim exam grade. So Aldrin Bedua got a prelim grade of 85%, grade point equivalent of 1.75, letter equivalent length of B, description is average. So for the last one is for Pierre Daniel D. Torres prelim grade. He got an average of all the requirements given in prelim of 75% and 74% for the prelim exam grade. So he got an prelim grade of 75, grade point equivalent of 2.75, then letter equivalent is C minus, then the description is passed. So it may be hard to encode this kind of conditional if statements, but there's a lot of advantages, especially if your teacher is trying to ask for help to you to compute the preliminary grade. Um, uh, Also, it will be easy to know the grade point equivalent, letter equivalent, description, or the semestral grade. So, this kind of activity will help us or everyone to easily get the preliminary grade.